Alright then, lobby should be up. Not lobby, stream should be up. Should be that far away from going. Got 18 in the lobby at the moment. What kind of question is that? And I'd have no clue, lad. Fuck it, I'll say no, just for the sake of having to give an answer. But hello everyone, Thursday night, which means we are in store for another version of Tier 1. Another race, another Thursday night. And this one marks the halfway point in the championship. This time, the newest track to the game. Donnie's half asleep. Well, someone's dying later on then. But yeah, we're going to the newest addition to the F1 games. I'll say this time Miami. Bear in mind that Portimao that's been added to the game was also there last year, so it's not technically the newest. We've got 19 in the lobby, so we actually have a good chunk of people here today. It looks like we're pretty much ready to go. You won your first league race in this game at 3 AM. Remind me why you were racing at 3 AM? Wouldn't even dare. Sleep schedule must be literally all over the place at that point. But we're ready to head into qualifying then. Man was bored. Bored enough to race at 3 o'clock in the morning. Interesting. Very interesting. We should be pretty much heading in now. Just waiting on Aaron Heidelberg, I think it is. But yeah, here we go. Actually going to change my remote now while we wait, so that my remote doesn't die midstream. There you go. Just changed my remote now, so that doesn't happen. You see, so you don't hear my voice suddenly cut out in the middle of the stream. See a car on the track now. So dashboard, track map, lap data, telemetry. Don't need telemetry. But there's a McLaren on the track. I think that's Paulie Orange. Yep. Alright, so Paulie Orange, bearing in mind he is well, he was the guy who won last week at Kota. I had a practice with him earlier. He said he didn't it wasn't particularly quick here, but we'll wait and see. Might be able to stamp a claim towards the championship here if he can make this 2 wins from 2. No one else really putting their stake to a claim right now. You got BL4 and Mitchell fighting it out toward the top. Also got Samuel racing today, so maybe he can close the gap back down. after that was extended last week, considering he didn't race and BR4 and Mitchell both did. It looked like the Ferrari behind him of Alu is actually going to go past, so we're going to watch Alu go on his lap first. Alu's gone past, so the benchmark is going to be set by a Ferrari this time. One of the Ferrari's 500 Championship, one of the Ferrari just seemingly floundering in nowhere so far this season. You'll see that Joe's not here today, so can't continue that storyline. Here we go, Alu on the lap. We got yellow flags in sector 3, which I'm pretty sure is just people backing up and giving people space, and Alu's in the wall already! Alu is in the wall already! Didn't even get through turn 3! As his lap is definitely over. He's also got no front wing, so back to the pits goes Alu. He's managed to keep himself in the session though, which is surprising. There's certainly a loss of the front wing, that's for sure. Yeah, he lost the front wing entirely. Here comes Paulie Orange. We go back to watching him. He's going to be the one that sets our bar so far then. Going through sector 2 now, the end of sector 2. After this winding point, the winding set of corners. First to the left, then a sweep into the right, then a chicane. After you go off the hill a little bit, and then down into a semi-sharp left-hander, and then down to the end of the second sector, a 103.1 at the moment. Is what Paulie Orange has done so far. He's going to go down the straight with DRS all the way to the end of the straight and into the third to last corner, sorry, here at Miami. About to go through the second to last and then the last right of the line. There we go. To the line now, 28.3. I think that could be bettered. And it has been immediately Bloodwave. Doing a 28.2. About, oh, there's Rigo, 27.9. So we are certainly headed in the right direction in terms of time. Rigo, and then Audacity beats Rigo, 27.8. Swender the 29.5 in the process. Ishmael 29.0 might have been impacted by other people. Mitchell to the line, 27.5. That's 3 attempts on anyone else. PSV does a 28.6. Does a 30.1. Donny 29 flat. Jaguar 29.3. Someone else just did a lap. Bambino 27.62. BR4 27.67. It's certainly getting a bit congested up there at the front. Less than an attempt to separate the top 3. What's Mieszko doing here? His lap's already hate this track with a passion. That's fair. That's fair. Mieszko did a 28.9, which isn't particularly great. It's enough for 9th at the moment though. Heidelberg on a lap. It looks like Yarlow's on a lap as well. The Haas going through the through the second sector now. See, both of the sectors have been covered over by DRS detection points. Let's see what Heidelberg's going to do now then. He goes through the final, well, a hairpin at the end of the straight into the final couple of corners. 25, 26, round the final corner, 27, 28, 3 is enough, but 8, not an awful lot higher. Let's see what Yarlow's able to do. Looks like Ishmael broke his front wing. Alu's changed his wing in the pits after his mistake immediately. Alu, Mark and Samuel on outlaps now. We'll go to them after we've watched Yarlow. A few people entering the pits now, but here comes Yarlow through the final couple of corners, down to the line. 28, 29, 29.2 is enough for 13th. Isn't particularly impressive. Oh, Samuel in a wall there. Not entirely sure where he done. That's actually the final corner before the pit straight, actually, isn't it? Wow, that's a bit of a shunt. Heidelberg's going into into the pit, so we don't have to focus on him. So Alu will be the one we watch here. Samuel took a huge shunt there. What are we looking like for rain in the race, etc.? It looked like rain is not going to be expected whatsoever, so completely dry. Going to be medium hard strategies all around. Here we go. Setting up his lap. There goes Alu down the down the home straight now into turn 1. Let's see if he's able to put up a fight here then. We saw Alu towards the front with Logan and Stell last season. Not really the same this season. There was obviously people trying to adjust to a new game. Alu's not been one that's adjusted too well as of yet. But here we go. There's a purple sector 1 by the looks of it. Oh, it was on the game. 31. Set at the moment. Certainly just a visual glitch though. Teammate a little bit quicker, I think, through there. It goes into the winding sector 2. Someone had to get out of the way of him there. I think that was a Merc that had to get out of the way, which means that would be probably that was no ERS the first time round. Someone's about to come to the line now to start their next lap. And Mark not that far behind here. He's the two Ferraris are going to work in tandem here, maybe to give a little bit of a tow there. Mitchell gets out of the way of Alu, and he comes down to the final hairpin and into the final couple of corners. It looked like pretty good teamwork there from Ferrari. As Alu going to the line, 28.8 is enough for 10th. And then Mark, 27.5 is ever so slightly quicker than Mitchell, but it's quicker nonetheless. And well then, Mark has been flying on this game. He's only done 3 races with us this season. Had a 3-week break. So this will be his 3rd race so far in the season, but he did well in Baku. Almost won there, but was denied by Mitchell. And he's, well, yes, last week was not the greatest of times. And this week he's currently on provisional pole, so there's a few things that could be happening here for Red Bull. Especially if Ishmael's able to do anything on his laps. Rigo currently 0.3 of a second quicker. And he is, what, 0.1 of a second behind Mark at the moment. Maybe setting himself on a lap on target for provisional pole here, Rigo. He comes through the second to last now, and then up to the final corner, and then the line. 26, 27, 27, 547 is enough for provisional pole. Mitchell's going 0.2 of a second quicker though, and the 2 times ahead is not going to be able to compete with this one, as if he's able to make it count. Up to the line, Mitchell, 27.29 is definitely provisional pole time at the moment. Bambino, 27.6, but he's not been able to really. Oh, never mind. Out the session he goes. I was about to say not really able to capitalise. Well, you can definitely say he's not been able to capitalise now, as he just lost all semblance of traction there in the middle of the second sector on the sweeping right-hander. And, well, you're never going to get away with that. Here comes BL4 down the straight now. He's got to speed it up a little bit if he's going to catch up to Mitchell here. Might have to speed it up a little bit if he's going to even go and put himself on second place at this point. Going through into the last 3 corners, he's got himself close. Well, close to Rigo anyway. Maybe just in front of Rigo. 27.7 is actually slower. The final sector did not pay him too well. Samuel did a 27.85. Ishmael 27.88. Let's see if Paulie Orange is able to do anything here. Rigo did a pretty quick lap, but Mitchell... Oh, Erm's out! Well then, there's... Oh, Erm did the exact same thing Bambino did. It's 2 down already. Well then. It's seemingly like that corner's going to catch people out. A little bit of a slide. If you get caught in a slide there, then you're never going to be too great. What's PSV doing? Trying to find a person to do a lap on now. Wow, Heisenberg. Currently half a second. Oh no, he did finish the last lap half a second quicker then. So he's done a 27.88. You did like 3 laps. There's no way you finished this race. So what? Safety car incoming then? So PSV's on a lap. So let's watch PSV. He is ever so slightly slower on his lap though. So 28.6. He's got to pick up the pace because he's what? Nearly 4 tenths behind Donny. He's exactly 4 tenths behind Swen in 12th. So he's got to pick up the pace at some point here. Not entirely sure when he's going to do it though. He comes through the second sector here, up the hill into the chicane. You can keep it if you can keep it from sliding, it's pretty good news for you. Like Yarlow's on a lap. PSV is just still ever so slightly slower than his best lap, and well, he's got a... Samuel's already on his third front wing. Are you sure you're racing Miami and not Monaco, mate? PSV through the final couple of corners, I think he might be going... Yeah, just gonna go into the pits instead. Not able to do an awful lot to stop him there. Hello, 6 tenths of a second quicker, which is enough to shift him a few places up, maybe in front of PSV actually. He's still got in 2 sectors of a lap to go. Let's see if that a little bit of a bump down the chicane, maybe that's going to hinder his lap. He goes through the second sector now, 3 tenths up, and that's only good enough to shift him above Mieszko in 17th. And he's coming down the straight now into the hairpin at the end of the Miami straight. And then he's going to go into the pits as well. Obviously just taking some solace in the fact that his lap was not quick enough, so he's gone in and got himself sorted before it's too late to go for another one. Yalu half a second up at the moment. 28.3 is what he's on track for. Would only shift him 2 places though. He's got to avoid oncoming traffic. Looks like the AlphaTauri's going to get out of the way quite nicely there for him. Alu through the final couple of corners. He's probably a little bit slow through that straight though, because Mitchell gave him a toe last time. And down to the line. Oh, it's enough for 14th. It's a 28.3 flat. And well, I've certainly seen worse. It's not particularly competitive. Yellow flag in sector 1. I think that's one of the Red Bulls having a bit of a problem. Rigo's just invalidated his lap, so he's got to back off and get going pretty quickly. Let's save up his DRS so he can get one last shot at this. Few people still on laps. Alu's on it. Alu's either backing up to do one more and or his qualifying's over. Ishmael's on a lap right now. He is currently going quicker than his prior lap, but it's only enough to take him ahead of Samuel at the moment. Everyone starting to filter onto the track now, and the traffic might become a little bit harder to pass. They go through the winding part of the track, goes through the chicane now, and the end of sector 2. What is it looking like? End of sector 2, currently 2 tenths up, quarter of a second realistically is enough to put him ahead of Bambino. Maybe get a toe down the straight might help him out, but he's not going to get one. Down to the final few corners he goes, and probably able to take him up for the... Oh, never mind! Never mind, as soon as I said he was about to take himself up from 9th to 4th, he sticks it in the wall on the second to last. Where are we with people on laps now then? It looks like Rigo is going to be the first one. Where's Alu? Alu's racing. Alu's going again. PSV's just right behind Rigo here. Mieszko's had a little bit of a shunt in turn 3. So that's Mieszko's lap done. I think that might be Mieszko's qualifying done. I believe that is Mieszko anyway. Might be Donny. Nope, it's not. There's a Red Bull there. Oh, Mark crashed at turn 3. We're going to continue on Rigo though. Yeah, Mark crashed at turn 3. So that's both the Red Bulls absolutely been in it. Not particularly great for those two, and invalidated by Rigo. So we're running out of time for Mitchell to be challenged here. His lap is invalidated as well. So realistically, there are only a few people that can challenge him now. Rigo invalidated, Mitchell invalidated. BR4, Heisenberg just started their laps. Audacity, Samuel still there as well. Oh, well, there goes Audacity's lap. A little bit of a slide there. It's certainly not going to be able to put him anywhere. PSV, 27.6 is enough to put him 5th. Mieszko's out. He went off right at the end. Donny doing a lap as well. We finished up now. So Mitchell's done. Rigo's done. We've only got a few people that can put up laps now. Donny 28.1 up to 12. Bloodwave 27.7 flat up to 8th. And Audacity at 27.561 not able to beat Rigo just yet. And that leaves us with what? Both the Alfa Romeos, which BR4's invalidated his lap. Leaves us with both the Alfa Romeos, or one Alfa Romeo now, sorry, and Samuel, I guess. Heisenberg is going a little bit quicker, enough to take Bloodwave, but not enough to take anyone else. And it looks like we are running out of time here for anything to happen to Mitchell. Samuel to 9th, 27.7. Still a couple of people to the line. BR4 has invalidated, so he's not able to do anything. Heisenberg didn't improve. Neither did PSV. Well, PSV can't do an awful lot. Paulie Orange enough for 7th, which means Mitchell is not done enough to be on pole here, and he's done enough by quite a distance as well. Realistically, a quarter of a second separating Mitchell and Rigo on the front row, and that Ferrari has put in some work there. People crashing left, right, and centre. But Mitchell's going to take advantage of it. Mitchell on pole position, trying to get himself back to the lead of the championship. And that's it for qualifying. So Mitchell and Rigo on the front row. Audacity and Mark start on the second row, even though Mark binned it in qualifying. You've got believe that Bambino in 5th after he stacked it after his first lap. PSV 6th sit in the front row, 3rd row, sorry. The final corner is so difficult on traction. The hairpin, I'm assuming you mean. If so, yeah, I can understand it's a bit hit and miss when it comes to traction. Paulie Orange and Swen sit on the 4th row, 7th and 8th. The top 10 separated by just over 0.4 of a second. The top 12 separated by less than half a second. That middle, that mid-pack, from 2nd to 12th, separated by just over 0.2. So few people should be very, very close wheel-to-wheel racing so far. Well, there's a possibility in the race itself. As we try and line up here for the actual race now. Got a formation lap and then a 29 lap race to follow. Alright, here we go. With the amount of people who crashed in qualifying, yeah, that could be rather interesting. Also, while we're here, don't forget to go check out Driver61 and Aniba. Make sure I've got that there in there somewhere. But it looks like we're about to start. Got a formation lap though, so we're going to get to see them all go around one lap of Miami first. As for where we are at the moment, time, championship standings would be an interesting one to see. Looking at people with traction and ABS off is rather interesting, actually. It doesn't look like we're getting rain at all either. Right, and they come through into the beginning of the second sector now. Getting their tyres warmed up because they're going to need it. Track didn't provide a lot of grip in some places. As we saw in qualifying, the corners they're about to come up to don't particularly provide you with the best of grip. I am surprised to see Rigo so far up, but remember the last time we saw Rigo so far up the grid on a race, well, it's rather impressive how he fell apart in Spain. He had it, and then fell apart, and then didn't really have an awful lot from there. What's happened to Erm? Like Erm might have had a little bit of a problem there, or either that or he's deliberately backing off, one of the two. I think it's probably the former though, a little bit of a problem. Maybe a little bit of a slide. Maybe he hit a wall as well, but we'll not know properly. Ishmael ended 13th in qualifying in the end after his shunt cost him what would have been a half-decent lap. Probably would have been maybe a top 6 lap, maybe top 7. But everyone is starting to head up to the to get themselves sorted on the line now. And that will then lead us off. I'm going to have a drink beforehand. Should help me get through all this. Right, so. Up to the grid spots. Mitchell just jumped his spot. Like a couple of people have jumped their spots. Rigo's not one of them though, as he looks to make a better start than that Ferrari. Alu jumped his. It looks like the one we're waiting on now. He's gonna line himself up on the grid here. Mieszko just jumped his grid spot. Doesn't look like we've done the same here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, away we go! Here we go, here's got the better start. Williams is flying. It looks like that Williams is going to be able to make a push into turn 1. Never mind, and there goes the Mercedes already. And there's crashes galore. Looks like PSV, Rigo, Ernst lost the position. Heidenberg and Samuel both lost position off the start as well. We've got a changed up grid straight away, as Audacity and Mitchell are going to get away quite soon. Maybe something happened there. And, well, something did happen at turn 1. Maybe some people may feel aggrieved at the space they've been given, but I don't know if that could be the case. I'm going to have to see a second go at that. But as we go through yellow flags, maybe a virtual safety car there. Erm's out. How do you crash there of all places? Yeah, people may have picked up a little bit of damage there. Like lap 1, Swen damage, Paulie Orange got damaged, Jaguar. Samuel Heidenberg lost his front wing entirely. Rigo out. Rigo's had damage. Erm's out completely. Traction on the curb. Oh, that'll do it. But that's quite the change to the grid immediately. Ishmael up from 30th to 5th. Immediately, and I can't imagine people will be too happy after turn 1. Mark in the pit, so I assume Mark might have something wrong with his car. Yep, he does. There's front wing maybe, yep, front wing change on the Red Bull here. Looks like BR4, Swen, Bloodwave. A few people here that had actually taken pits. It's like, what, 8 people there? Yeah, 8 people with their pit stop for changing the front wing. So looks like a lot happened in turn 1. I'm not entirely sure what actually happened. It looked like just everything happened all over the grid. Audacity will eventually rejoin back, but in the process Mitchell's gonna have to do some work against his AI. We've gone again, so Bambino 1.3 seconds further back. Ishmael now in 4th after well, roughly surviving the onslaught that was lap 1 in the end. A replay of what happened at lap 1 would be would be nice to see right about now. BR4 and Bloodwave going past each other down the straight. Paulie Orange and Alu both survived as well, so they're towards the front of the grid as well. What's happening between BR4 and Bloodwave as we go through the second sector into the chicane now? Nobody's going to make a move there if they've got brains. Oh, Bloodwave, a little bit of a slide on his car there. Maybe a little bit too much of the curb. Dropping a position, or possibly dropping a position. Here comes Mieszko on yellow, sorry. As into turn 1, the AlphaTauri gets the move done, and DRS is now enabled, and Yellow might have to hold on and fight back later on. Jaguar too far back up the back of Alu to realistically make a danger to the front 6. And Mitchell, because of Audacity, DCing realistically is out, is able to pull a gap, quite a big one. Half the grid involved in a lap 1 incident or what? Yeah, no. There was 8 people had to pit because of front wing change. Rigo was in second, had a hit with Mitchell into the first corner, but I don't entirely think Mitchell was at fault. I think he was already going beforehand. But yeah, there's chaos would be the easiest way to describe it. We've got a pack of 3 here, just right on the back of each other. And you see their gap to well, the front 6 here is quite extortionate. The Audacity losing time quite rapidly here because he's DC'd from the session. Under the virtual safety car, I'm guessing he left for the sound glitch, but can't find his way back in yet. It looked like Mieszko's had a bit of a problem through the final few corners. Those 3 have definitely separated quite a decent margin between them. So something obviously happened there. Alu lost DRS on Paulie Orange and Audacity in front as well. As the front 3 also all don't have DRS. Mitchell with a 3-second gap already, which won't be good news if you're Samuel or if you're BR4. We're going through the second sector here, lap 4. Paulie Orange well, he's definitely going to be making a move on Audacity in a minute, but that's AI, so shouldn't be the hardest of move to make. Shouldn't require much of anything either. Here comes the DRS for Yarlo. Down the straight into the hairpin they go. Yarlo goes deep, but he's going to be having the inside line and the ability to get past Jaguar as well, up to 7th. And he had a long way to go to catch up to Alu now. It's allowed for Mieszko to jump onto the back of this free again. Paulie Orange finally gets past Audacity, who I believe is still ghosted. He is. And yellow flag in sector 2. What's happened here? Actually, it's further back. What happened between... It looked like it might have been something to do with Donny or Bloodwave or something like that. A little bit of an incident going into the final couple of corners. BL4 versus Mark, and BL4 is going to win that one. But he's gone deep! Not sure if that's just a complete lock-up or something, but he's gone very deep into that corner. Late braking not working there. And it's allowed for Mark to get quite the distance on him as well. So Mark up to 11th, yellow flag in sector 3. It's an AlphaTauri. Donny's he's gone spinning into the final corner there. And into the pits as well. And he gets 5 seconds to speed into the pit lane to make good with it. Donny's out, and it looks like PSV's had a little bit of a moment in turn 5 or 6 as well. Yellow flag is just Donny in sector 3, but PSV has had his spin, and well, he's gonna probably have a pit stop at the end of the lap as well. I'm not sure the level of damage on his car. I don't think he actually had got damage to the car. PSV, he just got away with it. He's just lost quite a lot of time. The rest behind Mitchell P1, yeah, he's comfortably in P1 as well. Audacity's lagged out, that's why though. Audacity lagging out has definitely handed him a lot of things. Alu going to fight that AI now as well. And, well, he's going to get himself through with the DRS into turn 1. They're going to go too wide, even though it's a ghosted AI. Alu's going to make the move stick eventually. Up to 5th he goes. Jarlo Mieszko still on the back of Jaguar. Those three have been trading places since the virtual safety car. Here comes Jarlo trying to go down the inside of Jaguar here. And now to the outside. Gonna have to go deep into the corner. Jaguar backs off. Not wanting to cause an issue. And they've lost his position in the meantime. And Mieszko's going to go fighting with him now as well. Maybe Mieszko up to 8th here. If he can get the straight line speed on him, that could be a possibility. Even though Jaguar's going to go flying back at Jarlo once again with the DRS and possibly with ERS as well, and has got that done. Jaguar not having an awful lot of ERS left in the tank. And it looks like they're going to continue fighting through the end of the second sector though. Jarlo's going to get the DRS. And the Jaguar putting on his DRS is going to gain a little bit of a distance before the DRS is going to close that back up. The top 7 all out of DRS range at this point. As they not really able to do an awful lot. Here comes I think that's Jaguar into the pits on his mediums. It is. He's going to try something new with the strategy, I think. It looks like PSV lost the position of Mark as well. Looks like we're going to have more of a battle through the back of the grid here than we are the front of the grid. Yellow flag sector 1. It's an AlphaTauri. Mieszko's gone round at turn 3. Yep, that's not good news for the AlphaTauri boys who have not enjoyed their day so far. And we've still got people fighting here. Mieszko gonna get caught up by the guys behind here. PSV goes wide, and BR4's gonna go down the inside and take the advantage of that. It moves up to 10th himself, but not going to take an awful lot of solace in the fact that Mitchell currently sits in first. Here comes Mark on Mieszko, and Mark's going to make easy work of that. Up into 8th Mark goes. Maybe Mieszko has to have a... Well, he's going to have a fight with someone, whether it's him or BR4 behind. Doesn't look like he got damage from his spin. BR4 gets past Mieszko, and it looks like Mieszko might be overtaken by PSV soon. Oh, Mieszko's gone! Mieszko might have got a little bit of a tap in the back there. But either way, his car slid through that corner and probably would have gone regardless. And PSV's going to go on through. Paulie Orange closing in on Ishmael. Going in third and fourth at the moment. The Red Bulls slowly recovering from what was not the greatest of starts. Well, not the greatest of starts for one, and quite the electric start for the other. Bloodwave is going to have a go at PSV in a minute here as well, but Bloodwave also has a penalty. I think that was track limits that his penalty was for. Here comes Paulie Orange with the DRS there on Ishmael. Is he going to be able to make anything happen before the end? Into the corner? No, he's not. He's going to have to sit behind him for a little bit longer. The Red Bull's going to defend. Also for a little bit longer as he goes through the chicane now, and maybe the McLaren might line up and move into the straight here. Wait and see. BR4 on Mark though with the DRS is going to go in the way of the Alfa Romeo, and BR4 looking to make things work here. It's got a recovery drive to do, but he's doing it well so far. And Bloodwave gets past PSV into the same corner. We're seeing that as a rather favoured overtaking spot. Here we go. Last time BR4 tried anything on Mark, he went deep into the hairpin that they're about to come up to. Mark gonna get DRS and gonna be able to apply that same sort of pressure onto BR4, who's going to make his one move to attempt to get out the toe. They're going to go side by side into the corner. BR4 doesn't go deep this time. Mark a little bit deeper than he probably would have wanted to. And BR4 is going to hold the position as a result. Maybe into turn one here if Mark can get close enough. But the use of DRS and the late break here from the Red Bull. They're going to go side by side into turn two. BR4 comes back across and has the position still as well. It was good defending from BR4. It was good battle between the two of them. Here comes Ishmael and Paulie Orange, and the DRS here is definitely not going to help the Red Bull out this time, as Paulie Orange is going to get on through, no questions asked before the hairpin this time. And in the middle of sector 2, there's no real way for Ishmael to respond to that until he gets to the straight here in sector 3. He's going to get right up to the back of that McLaren though, like right up to the gearbox, and it might open up the opportunity down the straight here. Paulie Orange not putting on the DRS. Ishmael not either, but the DRS is going to be in the Red Bull's favour down the straight. Maybe pulling to the inside to have a look. Doesn't do anything. Might regret not looking for that. What about Mark and BR4? They go for round 2 down into the hairpin again. This time, Mark looks to be a little too far back, even with the late break he did into turn 1 on the last lap. Well, on this lap, sorry. But on the last battle these two had, shall I say. And he looked like he's a little bit too far back for the DRS to make anything into turn 1. He is. So BR4 looks to have actually defended that position properly now. DRS for PSV on Bloodwave, but nothing really happening there. PSV just a case of when he actually drops out of that DRS zone, DRS time, sorry, the 1 second gap that Bloodwave's going to need. But PSV is going to get himself 3 seconds of track limit warnings there. Track limit penalties, sorry. And that levels him out with Bloodwave. Mieszko 3 seconds behind, so it doesn't really affect either of them now, and pretty much leveled out between them. DRS, Mark might be able to make something happen, or he may have thought so until he got into the hairpin, which BR4 still ahead up to the chicane. Now that might be a warning. They're going to go over the chicane bumps and through the end of sector 2, beginning of sector 3 with a giant straight. Maybe Mark might be able to do something here. BR4 has significantly less ERS. Mark has the DRS as well. No real use from Mark at the moment. like Jaguar had changed his wing earlier on as well, so damage I might not have picked up. Yellow flag in sector 3, and oh, that's a heap of front wing there. Now we get virtual safety car. I think we are. Yeah, we're getting virtual safety car because he's not actually out. That is not good news for Bloodway. That was a heap of carbon fibre and front wing and everything else that goes with it on the third to last. The traction out of that hairpin is obviously one people are seemingly struggling with at the moment. Rigo's coming into pit as well, maybe in his actual scheduled stop. Nope, he's taken his front wing as well, so he must have had damage again from earlier on. But at the moment, virtual safety car is only going to help Mitchell out even more. The longer he can go on those mediums, the bigger the gap. It's currently sitting at 8 seconds between first and second. Mitchell, no real challenges so far today. Lap 11, going to actually take his pit stop now under the safety car, under the virtual safety car, sorry. And, well, that probably makes sense. Less time loss as Bambino is going to go through into turn 1, and he's going to take position right now, but oh, there's the virtual safety car ending as well, and a drive-through for Heidelberg there as his race goes from bad to worse. Alu goes ahead of Ishmael, who also pits on the lap. Mitchell in and out in third place, only 9 seconds back, and is probably going to require a safety car here for Bambino to really, really push him. Ishmael dropping a few places. He's going to be ahead of PSV, I'm pretty sure. But he's going to be behind his teammates. So those Red Bulls are going to have to figure something out. Mitchell, 6 seconds. Looked like he had a little bit of a mistake there, maybe. But he didn't look all that confident through that corner. Mark, 1.4 seconds now behind BR4, who seemingly seems to... He got a little bit quicker, but his medium tyres aren't going to last anywhere near as long. He still has a pit stop for sure. And Mark is able to get to the end on those hard tyres. We'll wait and see. Ishmael Mitchell have definitely made their pit stop for the end of the until the end of the race. Samuel and Mieszko going at it. DRS obviously re-enabled after the virtual safety car. Down the inside goes Mieszko in the hairpin, and Mieszko's going to defend it just enough to hold that position in 11th. And Samuel just going to have to wait another couple of corners for a second bite of the cherry here. Oh, and a little bit of a slide through the beginning of the third sector is not going to help him out with that at all. He's going to put the ERS on. He's got the DRS on, so this should be light work for Samuel going into the hairpin. And it is light work for Samuel going into the hairpin. Audacity and Yarlo both go in. I'm pretty sure Audacity... Oh, that's the AlphaTauri! Mieszko's gone round. He's not damaged his front wing, though. We caught that one on camera. That's not great news for Mieszko, as he's going to drop a few places further back. Samuel, obviously clear of the people he was fighting, has a... AI in front of him, may be able to push Knife, and after that point maybe try and push PSV, who's currently sat 8th. As for people going up the grid, no one really putting up any sort of fight for anyone else. Bambino 4 seconds ahead of Paulie Orange, who's 6 ahead of Mitchell. Mitchell had the tyre advantage, the time should be starting to come down. Alu 2.5 seconds behind that, behind his teammate, and then BR4 further 12 seconds back, and Mark has made an absolute shambles of that chicane, an absolute mess of it, and any chance he had of trying to catch back up to BR4 is well and truly gone now. And well, he's currently sat 2 seconds behind Ishmael and PSV, both going at it at the moment. Mieszko's out of the session. Yellow flag sector 2. That looks like the chicane, and that looks like we might have that virtual safety car number 3. That is virtual safety car number 3 because I don't see a red dot. So, yeah, that's a flash in BSC. BR4 and PSV both come in for their pit stop. If I'm not entirely sure what I would be doing if I'm at the front. Virtual safety car is gonna be there still when Bambino comes into pit, that's for sure. But there's 3 people in the pits now, with Samuel, PSV and Sven, and they go for their pit stop to take them to the end of the race. Audacity still in 7th. There you go, we start again. So the virtual safety car didn't really help anyone at the front there. BR4 and PSV, though, able to get their pit stops in for a fraction of the time, and that might allow for BR4 to start fighting people through the grid again. Samuel's 6 seconds behind Heidenberg and Sven, and there comes Bambino into the pits. Well, he's not going to gain. He's going to have to take his pit stops fully here, and that's going to allow for Paulie Orange to take the lead of the race for a little while, and Mitchell net P1 in this race as Bambino isn't even in his, well, he's just about in his slot there. He's out of his pit slot now and coming toward the end of the pit lane on the medium tyres. Is out before Mark can get anywhere near, so he's up in 4th. Alu and Paulie Orange, I'm pretty sure, still has to make their pit stops in this race. 5.2 seconds now separates Mitchell and Paulie Orange. That gap the last time we saw was 6.5, so that gap slowly coming down. Alu 4.8 seconds behind Mitchell in 3rd, just trying to do what he can at this point. Bambino 4.4 seconds on fresh tyres behind Alu, and well, Bambino should realistically see himself onto a podium without a mistake here. Mark 8 seconds further back on Bambino. His tyres a little bit worn. The yellow flag in sector 1, and Heidenberg's crashed at turn 3. What's happened here? No front wing damage. It might just be a loss of traction. And avoided any sort of damage. Nobody in DRS range on the entire grid right now. BR4, as I speak, goes into it on Yarlow. We'll follow this battle considering it's the closest one we have. At the moment, everyone's, besides that lap 1, everyone's seemingly driving their own race. Nothing really too aggressive going on from many of the drivers. Had a couple of incidents. Lap 1 was definitely that. BR4, here we go, down the straight on the inside line into that hairpin, and he gets the job done. Oh, very little resistance put up by Yarlow there, but when BR4 has the pace that he has, there's not a lot you can do about it. Next up for BR4, the AI. Yarlow's going to get him as well, so Yarlow might be able to put up a good points finish today. The 2 Red Bulls currently sat 5th and 6th, the 2 Ferraris 2nd and 3rd. When you look at the constructors, that might play in later on. Alfa Romeo's not having a good day at all. Both the Haas scoring points today as well. Bambino looking to continue on his ALR rankings in the top spot. Here comes BR4 with the DRS on the AI. Should be too long before that overtakes me. Then Yarlow's able to make the same one later on. Maybe in the lap, maybe in a different lap, but it shouldn't be too long before that actually happens. BR4 up to 7th now, 7 seconds is the gap between him and Ishmael, and isn't a tyre advantage whatsoever. So raw pace has got to get BR4 back into this one. Bambino closing in there on Alu, and tyre differences has managed to bring Bambino closer to Alu. Maybe on the next DRS straight, that's one we will watch, because it looked like Bambino has definitely got the quicker pace. What about what happened here between Jaguar and PSV? It looked like both of them went deep into the final hairpin, and Jaguar got the position, but It looked like both of them made a mistake. Bambino, yep, with the DRS. That should open any second now. Should be able to make easy work of the Ferrari here. Tyre advantage going to work in his favour as well as he goes down into the hairpin. And Alu's come across, but Bambino's coming to the inside. A little bit of a contact there between the two of them. Yellow flag in sector 1 is for an Alpine. That's Sven going around in turn 2. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything from that though. Maybe just a little bit of oh, she's lost his entire front wing. Here comes the Haas again. And this time the Ferrari's no match. Alu did a pretty good job of defending the first one. Isn't going to be able to defend the second one. And Bambino up to second place now because Paulie Orange is in the pits. He should be able to get past before Paulie Orange gets out, but Alu's going to go into the pits himself now. And there goes the McLaren out into the pit lane. But it is going to be that Haas's position. Up to second goes Bambino. Paulie Orange not that far behind, but still has a lot of work to do. Ishmael's going to get Alu up to 4th and 5th for the Red Bulls now. Maybe BR4 gets Alu as well. Alu coming out of the pit lane now up into... Well, that's not fair enough. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's no UX pit lane, but each to their own. But he's got out in front of Alu. He got in front of BR4 nonetheless, sorry. And hards versus the mediums. Alu should be able to clean this one up. BR4's going to go down the inside though. And we're going to see this one again. And BR4 with a nice move. Swen's out this session entirely. I think that's in the pits though. So we're not going to get much of anything from it. Samuel with 3 seconds for track limits and the DRS there for the Ferrari is going to correct that position once again. And the medium tyres should be able to get Alu clear of BR4 here. Alu was overtaken by BR4. BR4 gave his best shot, but DRS is just too powerful. And, well, when you get that kind of situation, the DRS usually always wins. Especially with that kind of tyre advantage. It looks like PSV also got another set of penalties to his name there. As he goes alongside Audacity and Yarlo. Doesn't look like Yarlo has an awful lot. Yellow flag in sector 2 is up at the end of the chicane again. And we have the yellow car this time. And it's actually a safety car. That's 3 virtual safety cars and now a safety car to go with it. Bloodwave, the one that's out. We're down 5. And Mitchell might be screwing with that one. Mitchell 13.5 seconds up the road. And Bloodwave has cancelled all that gap out. By a mistake in the second sector. And we're going to have a close race for the last 8 or so laps. Couple of people into the pits, couple of people on softs. Maybe wise to do that now. Take a drink here. I don't think Bambino will have an awful lot of reason to pit. Under the safety car though, Mitchell should be able to pit here and come back out in the lead. So have to maintain the delta. Bambino's actually going to follow him in onto the softs. And Paulie Orange isn't. So here we go, difference in strategies. It looks like Paulie Orange might come out in the lead here. Who's coming out? By the safety car line, Mitchell's out there, so Mitchell's going to be the one that leads there when the safety car inevitably does come in. Paulie Orange up to second, Bambino third. Obialu into 4th. 2 Red Bulls, both coming in for pits now. Audacity as the AI, going to be a non-factor in the rest of this race now. It looks like BR4 just behind Ishmael sits in 8th as Yalo's coming in. PSV, Jaguar and Samuel all obviously pit on the last lap, so not an awful lot to distinguish the two of them there. I think Heidelberg's come in for pit. And it looks like Yalo's lost a couple of positions there. Down 12 goes Yalo, the 3 goes up to go up 1 position apiece. Safety car should come in maybe the end of lap 21, beginning of lap 22, I think, because it's not going to come in now. It's way too many people too far away. 14 out of the 19 left on the grid at the moment. The gap's only going to come down now, and I think the people behind Mitchell will be relieved. I don't think Mitchell will be unless he ends up winning this race, and then he won't really care either way. But as it stands, you've got Paulie Orange on medium tyres, you've got Mitchell Bambino on soft, Alu up there as well. The 2 Red Bulls might want to start giving him a challenge. BR4's going to get 7th at the very least. Samuel P11, yeah, he's not had a nice day. He is on sauce now, and he had the chance to rectify earlier mistakes, earlier shortcomings. But Mitchell still leads, nonetheless. It's a shame that Audacity lagged out though, because Audacity looked like he was going to be able to push for push Mitchell to a limit today. Obviously hasn't happened. The safety car will come in this lap. Shouldn't take too long for Rigo and Heidenberg to both get on the back of the group here. Also, Rigo started in I've never been this pissed after a race in my life. What did you do? What did you do? Because I don't think Mitchell's your best friend now either. At the moment, anyway. Also, Rigo started in 2nd in this race. Had an incident on lap 1. So Rigo's going to be annoyed at himself as well. Certainly had a chance, but the chance taken away from him pretty early on. Never really been a recovery in it for him. Right. Safety car coming in? No, safety car won't come in this lap. Those 2 at the back are not close enough. Either that or this is going to be the latest safety car call I've ever seen. Nope. Well, it's gone past the pit lane line, so yeah, they've gone past the safety car line. Got up from P10 to P6 before turn 1, hitting the back, smashed his ring and took out 3 people. Rear wing damage. And then there's more to that. It's cut off on my screen. Bring up the YouTube stream at this point. Read the rest of that comment so we can figure out what actually happened. And then that you couldn't keep the car under control on the rear wing. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Well, sometimes the cookie crumbles in a way you don't really want it to. That feeling. But yeah, that's turn 1 here is a nightmare. That's what I've learned. A lot of people don't brake at normal points, so it's because everyone has different braking points for it that causes the conflict. You see people just absolutely barrel into each other. We'll be going on lap 23, and well, the guys on softs are going to be benefited by the safety car staying out 1 more lap. This should be a much better... It's definitely what this race needed from a commentator's point of view. From a commentator's point of view, this was golden. From a racer's point of view, if you're someone like Mitchell, you are absolutely fuming right now. But, head down, get on. And we're going to see the safety car come in this lap. And I'm going to be able to commentate on a race that might be seemingly interesting again. Here we go, he's backing everyone up to the grid at the moment. Mitchell in first, Paulie Orange, followed by Bambino, Alu and Mitchell, 3, 4 and 5. Samuel wants a Mitchell spin, which it would be good. See you cheering against your friend like that, that's a bit, would be funny though. It would be funny. But here we go, it looks like he's gone, he's off. He might have been catching Paulie Orange sleeping there, he has. Paulie Orange already a second behind. Mitchell's going Mark's going to get Alu by the looks of it down the inside here. Or down the outside here, sorry. They're going to go alongside each other. Too wide through turn 2. Maybe a switchback attempted to turn 3. He actually thinks better of it. And Mark's not getting the position on Alu there. Which is gonna hinder his teammate behind, I think. His teammate's gonna close in as well. He realistically needed Mark to get that one. As soon as he can, Bambino's gonna go at Paulie Orange here. Bambino on Paulie Orange. Mitchell already cleared a second and a half. And down into the hairpin. Down the inside goes Bambino. Deep into the corner, but manages to hold the position, and Paulie Orange might be slightly regretting not going onto the sauce now. Few people fighting at the back. Samuel and Jaguar fighting. PSV goes past Audacity. I would assume Jaguar and Samuel are about to do the same thing. As soon as I say that, there goes Jaguar. Looks like someone might have had a little bit of a problem back there. Maybe a traction issue. And it looks like Alu's too far off the back of the front 3 already, and Red Bull needs to get a move on. Need to get something on Alu. Soon enough anyway. DRS should be active in the next lap or so. Yarlo goes past Audacity as well. Samuel up to a point scoring position. Audacity actually fighting Yarlo, the AI. And Mitchell, Mark and Ishmael are going at it. There, these two, no team orders from Red Bull here. As we're going to see these two too wide into turn 4 and then turn 5 as well. And they're going to continue going too wide. We don't see team orders. We're not seeing team orders. BR4 might be looking for that open door at this point. He's a little bit too far back to make that work though. The slipstream should open the door for Ishmael to make his move on Mark here. And maybe open the door for BR4 to make this 3 wide. Here we go. BR4's actually gone through the middle of them. And BR4 with his pace has got it. Oh, he's gone deep as well, and we're going back 3 wide. And the Red Bull of Ishmael, the one that's going to lose out, though. Oh, and BR4's been spun by Ishmael. As Ishmael tries to go down the inside in the chicane, and not exactly sure why he attempt that one. Maybe just as a little think he could, little act of maybe try to think he could stick it in there, but it was not enough. Bambino's going to try and fight Mitchell now. Bambino cleared Paulie Orange and is now going to be able to have a shot at winning this race. Ishmael and BR4 came together, and the Alfa Romeo day just go from bad to worse. Well, Ferrari constructors-wise are having a great day. 1 and 4 at the moment. Mark's not been able to do anything to Alu. DRS should change that. As we go along, DRS is going to be active here for Bambino, who's just under the second. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think it is. He dropped out of a second gap just too late, just too early, sorry, to get that DRS. And Mitchell might be able to open a gap here. Paulie Orange 2.2 seconds back. Ishmael and PSV going at it there, and PSV going a little bit wide, and they're going to go through. They're going to battle each other through that second sector. Ishmael's spun. Ishmael's gone round. Samuel up to 7th, BL4 up to 8th, Jaguar 9th, Rigo 10th, Ishmael to the back. Mark still fighting Alu. After Alu has been able to hold his own for what seemingly seems to be like 3 or 4 laps at this point, but it's over now. Mark with the DRS has finally been able to do something. Move himself up to 4th, but he's way too far back on Paulie Orange for a podium now. Ishmael spins means he's going to end at the back. He got 5 seconds for corner cutting as well. Rigo and... oh, Heisenberg gone. Heisenberg spun around in sector 3. And, well then, Rigo up to 10th. By default again, I guess, as he's going to try his best to close in on Jaguar here. Yarlo looking at him from behind. Yellow flag in sector 3 is there for Ishmael and Heisenberg, who both go into pit now. Those two are definitely ending at the back. Heisenberg's going to retire from the session, so we're down 6 now. Samuel and PSV still have penalties to penalties at the end of this race. It should gonna jump BR4 up a couple of positions. It might jump Jaguar up a couple of positions as well, which is, well, Mitchell would not like. But BR4 and Samuel now. BR4 has a habit of going way too deep into some of these corners. And oh, there's a little bit of a collision there. I think Samuel lost the car. On traction as we're going too wide between Rigo and Jaguar into a chicane. Which, chicane in Miami safety car. Who's actually in front there? And Mitchell might be screwing with these guys here because he's had clear gaps, and Samuel's been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. Paulie Orange is going in for his pit stop now. That's going to move Mark up a place, and I think it's going to move Alu up a place as well. Paulie Orange is out. Why? What's happened here? I don't see any sort of damage. I don't know why Paulie Orange has retired there. That's a baffling one. That's a very baffling one. Maybe something happened. Find out later on. So we're down, what? 8 people now? Ishmael's up to 11th regardless. Safety car will wait for him to obviously get up to the back of the... Well, actually won't. It's coming in this lap regardless. So maybe Ishmael's able to do something. Yarlo dropped to 11th after pitting. So after his spin, Ishmael's still going to look for points by the looks of it. We're actually down to 10. We're down what would be 9 people because Audacity lagged out on lap 2. So we're actually down to 10 proper finishers. We'll wait for the safety car. Should be coming in this lap. It doesn't really like letting less than 2. I was about to say it doesn't really like letting less than 2 racing laps. So as we see, we are going to come in now. Smell a bit too far back. Unless Mitchell can back everyone up for a long enough time, he can get on the back of everyone. But by the looks of it, he's going to have to settle for 10th. PSV is going to drop a few places. Dev for sure now after his penalty. BR4 is going to get pushed up to 5th as well. So Mitchell not gaining as much as we may have thought at the beginning. Safety car in now, and it looks like Ishmael and Yarlo have been able to catch up to the back of this grid. Mitchell out of the traction zone of the second to last. Hasn't caught Bambino sleeping like he did last time, and there's a spin immediately. Alu has gone into the wall. It looks like a few people have gone into the wall there. Don't know what happened to Italiano's. Obviously spun on the final corner. PSV spun in the first sector as well. Turn 2. It's just spinning galore here. BR4 up to 4th. Still has a real shot at this. Rigo and PSV all spinning on the safety car restart. Bambino still on the back of Mitchell. We're going to have no DRS now, so Bambino, if he's going to make it work, he's got to do it on pace. He has to do it by merit this time. PSV gets another 3 seconds, which is going to be completely pointless as he's 9 seconds off the back of everyone else. We're down 9, 3 span off the safety car restart, and Bambino here at the front might genuinely be looking to win this race. It's Bambino versus Mitchell for the lead of this race for sure. Well, Mark's looking for the bottom step of the podium for sure, if not higher now. Maybe a mistake from the guys in front might open the door for him to maybe win. But Bambino has 1 lap to make something work. Mitchell really hasn't been under fire by anyone at all the entire race. And at the moment, it doesn't look like he's under fire here either. Bambino's getting close, but not really in a dangerous position. If he had DRS, he might be going for it. He's got to go for it now anyway, regardless of what happens. BR4 outside of a second behind Mark, and Mark looks like he's wrapped up 3rd place for sure. Mitchell goes through the beginning of the second, end of the 1st sector, beginning of the 2nd sector now, and well, Bambino's realistically only got 2 shots, 2 rolls of the dice left now. He's gone within a quarter of a second, in within 2 tenths, down towards this hairpin. Mitchell is going to cover off the inside. Bambino gets 3 seconds. We're going too far to the outside of the corner, and that is game. That is for sure game, and Bambino spun anyway, and Mark's going to go on through. And Mark might have 1 roll of the dice, but he's a little bit too far back. Ishmael gets 3 seconds. Gonna allow a couple of people further back to gain positions. And it's been Mitchell Day. He only really had that 1 real shot from Bambino at the end of the race here. But then Bambino got 3 seconds to go too far wide, and he tried to open the gap. Well, open the door for an overtake on Mitchell. And after that attack, Mitchell survives, and Mitchell's gonna win in Miami. No real threats the entire race, minus Bambino at the end. But he hangs on. He hangs on to win, and we've got the same 1-2 as we did in Baku. Mark comes over in second, BR4 gets 3rd after all the chaos. Mitchell's not even going to be able to gain that much. Bambino's going to get 4th after his slide, and his 3-second time penalty. Right at the end of the race. Really dashing his chances, his hopes and dreams of winning this one. And Jesus Christ, that slowed at the end. And that was chaos at the end of the race. We finished with 10. We finished with 10 people. And we had 3 people spin there at the end of the final lap. So everything happened there, from, you can name it, from A to Z there. Go down the list, go through the alphabet, do whatever you want. Everything happened at the end of that race. But Mitchell led us from start to finish. No real challenge whatsoever, apart from Bambino on the final lap. That did give him quite the scare, until Bambino made his own mistake. But it's certainly been Mitchell's day, and nobody was taking it from him. Mark does come second after Mark comes second after all that chaos. BR4 damage limitations for sure, and gets away with 3rd. After what was a pretty good recovery drive, helped out, well, almost damaged again by Ishmael, going for a chicane too wide. And Ends up getting third, Bambino fourth. It looked like Jaguar got fifth in the end, which is a good day for him. Jesus Christ. I think I can relax now. But yeah, I think we can all recover from the end of that now. That's what I've been doing for the last minute. Just taking a small amount of time to recover. But Jesus Christ. But with all that, the end of that, I think we're gonna call that there. Yeah, we're definitely gonna call that there. And with all that, peace.